Roberts.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for being here again. In mid-September this year, a matter of urgency was referred to the Commonwealth Auditor General, Mr Hehir, and the Australian National Audit Office by the Shadow Legal Affairs spokesperson, Michaela Cash. The issue was the allegation that millions of taxpayer dollars had been the subject of fraud and corruption amongst senior staff of the North Australian Aboriginal Justice Agency. Allegations were made of extensive criminal conduct by some members of the North Australian Aboriginal Justice Agency's leadership. Is it true that a decision was made by ANAO not to investigate the allegations?
We made a decision not to undertake an audit in that area after making inquiries into the space and identifying that a review in the area is being undertaken by Attorneys General
around the jurisdiction.
We felt that it was best for that process to play out before we would do anything. Noting that we're not an investigatory body, so we wouldn't go in and undertake a fraud investigation. We would go in and do a performance audit of effectively the control framework of the entity, not a corruption or a fraud investigation. That's not within our mandate. It's not what we do.
So if you went in, correct me if I'm wrong here, I'm jumping ahead, if you went in and found evidence of fraud, then someone else would come in and investigate it?
We'd give it off to an investigatory body, whether the AFP or the NAC or someone like that, to do it.
So there's already an investigation of that kind going on?
I understand there's a review being undertaken.
The Jurisdictional Attorneys General agreed to conduct a joint review.
Okay. So there's nothing to do with the upcoming referendum or anything like that? It was just purely that?
No.
Okay, that was good.
Do you conduct their annual audits?
It's not a government entity.
Okay.
So when will you review that decision and conduct an audit?
Well, as I said, it's not a government entity, so if we were to audit, we'd be auditing the government program that funded it. That's the space that we would go in on. If there was information around subsequent to the review that the program looked like something that was worthwhile auditing, we'd consider it in that context. So,
you may have to correct me if I'm wrong here, but is it possible that millions of dollars may have been misused when almost $20 million are provided to the North Australian Aboriginal Justice Agency each year to provide legal services? But if that was your suspicion, you wouldn't be doing it, you'd hand it over to an investigatory body.
If there was a suspicion of fraud, then we wouldn't investigate it. We'd give it to an investigatory body, because that's, as I said, it's not our fraud investigation isn't our purpose.
Okay.
But so when we do financial audits, we do control works to get assurance around whether fraud has been undertaken or not. But again, if we suspect there's fraud, we pass it on to someone else to do that sort of criminal type investigation.
Right. So my further questions have to do with the corrupt use of money. So that's not you. I mean, that's not you to investigate.
Maybe the agency that gives out the money. I might give the remaining time to Senator Price.
I'd be happy with that.
So you would investigate the conduct of the program, not the operation of the organisation, because it's not a government organisation?
No, you'd hand it over to criminal investigation.
We can follow the dollar into government-funded entities and audit the entity. We do have the capacity to do that under our Act.